Hello, this is High Templar with my new Total War Warhammer multiplayer battles. Today I will be playing the Dwarfs and my friend Celester will be playing Empire, and we are fighting the Vampire Counts Alliance. So let's just see our builds. I brought 6 Longbeards and they will be supported by the Grumbling Guard, and I also have Noglimdins on the flank. And I also have Quarrels and Ultos Raiders, Goblobber, 2 units of Longbeards in the back, additionally Dragonback Slayers and a cannon. So I think that was a pretty nice build. And for the Empire we have 3 Spearmen and 2 Greatswords on this flank, and the same on that flank, 3 Spears and 2 Greatswords, but also some Silver Bullets, Crossbowmen, and 2 units of Demiurgives with halberds on both flanks. One would be Aldov Gryphites, which are absolutely amazing. Here we have Bright Wizard. Oh yes, I forgot, I am bringing Rune Lord, 2 Thanes and the Runesmith. And he's bringing Empire Captains, your usual Empire Captains, Volkmar the Green and Bright Wizard. Bright Wizard obviously against any ethereal units that those guys might bring. On the other side of the battlefield we have 2 players, vampire players, loads of zombies, which I think are great if you do use them with the Crypt Horrors. However, I don't feel enough Crypt Horrors in this army to make full use of those zombies, in my opinion. There is lots of Kind Raids right here. Then we have Mortis Engine, a White King and the Vampire, which is interesting. Don't usually see a Vampire here. And here we have also 2 Vargulfs. And the size of those armies would tell you that we are playing on Ultra Founds. And on this side we have also 4 Kind Raids and also Hex Raids, Dire Wolves, not a Dire Pack, which is interesting choice, a Vargulf, Black Coach, 2 units of Crypt Horrors, Vlad von Karnstein and Vargeists. So interesting army, not many flyers. And here we have a solid line of Graveguards on from both of the players, 3 and 4 here. But obviously they will be short on the infantry. The Kind Raids for both players are armor piercing, excellent units, and they are supposed to fight against the dwarves. However, I did bring Rune Lord with the additional magic resistance, so those guys will be hitting 40% less damage. So would be the Kind Raids. Let's look quickly how the battle will work out. Those guys, obviously, we are moving slightly, scouting. Those guys have to move because we have the artillery. Not that much artillery, but we do have artillery. We have Hammer of Witches, Goblobber and the cannon from the dwarves. Obviously, Hammer of Witches, amazing artillery piece that you absolutely have to bring to the fight. I am a bit surprised by the drawing back Emperor Captains. They could have taken out these units of Varguys pretty clearly. There was nothing else flying there. Also, it is a mistake, in my opinion, to bring Vampire Captains into this particular build when the Dwarves, the Celestial knew that I'm not bringing any flying units, no Gyrocopters. And against Vampire Counts, if they bring few flying units, that will be the end pretty much. And we will be reacting artillery wise to those guys right here. We are seeing both approaching Hex Raids and the Vargulfs. They are on the edge of our range, and once they will start moving in, we will fight back. I am right now at the moment of the battle, if my memory serves me well, asking Celeste to target with Hammer of Witches. at those hex rights. Not only they have enormous bonus versus large, but also magical damage, and he does, as you can see. And those guys will be firing into the hex rights, and this is absolutely devastating. If any of those shots will hit those guys, yeah, any bullet will kill few of them. Hex rights are absolutely helpless against the Hammer of Witches, and they hid it behind the trees. I would still be hitting them, but there is another juicy target right here. Hammer of Witches against Cane Rights, not big as before, but still melting away, and my Goblover also is firing, no magical damage, but it's still pretty nice target. I am putting my Longbeards from this side and my Slayers from this side to close the gap, just in case those spears would not work as they supposed to. But as you can see, my Quarrelers units here I also exposed, and I'm counting on Celestor to do something about it. Now I am focusing fire right now on the Mortis Engine with my cannons, and the Hammer of Witches is also targeting the Mortis Engine. However, players are not really doing anything. They should be flanking, they should be making a threat, because right now we are firing at different targets. Here we have, in the forest, those Graphites will charge the Vargulfs. Vargulfs do charge back, but there is not much they can do against the Graphites. Those guys with halberds will kill them pretty well, pretty fast, and you can see already this guy is breaking, he's crumbling. It's not very well for them, and this engagement is pretty much right now. This line is being very long. Still no engagement from this side of the battlefield. I am throwing my fire at the Cane Rights, and I'm waiting for the Bright Wizard buff. Heavy fighting in here. As you can see, the Cane Rights are supporting the Vargulfs, who were soundly defeated, and now those Griffs will have huge problem fighting, and the Vargulf is incoming on this side. I am using my runes here, as you can see, and my Tains are going in here. Those Var guys are already breaking, and I have my Dragonback Slayers going against this Vargulf and also against this White King, and those Var guys, all those units, all those crit horrors are now being attacked by my elite units. And this Mortin and Helman Gors is actually being right now focused by my cannons, I believe. Here we have a Vargulf, but he got into the Great Swords. And at this point, I believe both players have actually retreated from the battlefield, but as you can see from this flank, they are being pretty much destroyed. Right now we have only here the Black Coach is into my units, but these are also Slayers here, right here, and they are coming. And there is my Rune Lord, who is at full health, and he is fighting those guys, and my Tain, and this flank is being shielded. We still have those Goblobbers throwing stones at our enemies, and on this flank the enemy has melted away against my Longbeards, so my Longbeards have pretty much stopped everything on this flank. And on this flank we still have those guys fighting, and the units of handgunners, and yeah, that is pretty much it. Although on this flank there still had some Cane Rights, but with the Bright Wizard they would not be much of enemy for us. So pretty strange that they did drop out, but they did lost. They were losing Helmangons right now. They will lose him, and the other the Vlad could be focused at any moment by those captains. So this battle was pretty much over. Although it could take a long time to actually melt away our enemies, but without at least Helmangorst, that wouldn't be so hard to do because of crumbling, basically. So let's see here. My guys have actually killed very few men, but my Goblobber and my cannon did tremendous damage on those guys, and also Nordgrimblings without any damage to my units. No damage to my units so far, but they still managed to kill quite a nice amount of enemies, and those Ultra Raiders will be firing over my lines to destroy those enemies into the clumps of units those guys had. And those guys were already starting to lose their Cain's Rights and lose those. The Black Coach was down, and the other guy, Helmangorst, pretty much over. The Vargals, one of the Vargals dead. The Mortis Engine was dead. There were some kills against the Spears from the Celester. Let's have a look at those guys. So yeah, still the Royal Griffites, still those guys were alive. And there were some kills, like I said. The Spearmen were fighting against Great Guards, so that wasn't best for them. But the Silver Bullets already taken out 59 targets, and that was probably where, and they could be fighting against the Cainrites very effectively indeed. And with all those Royal Aldorf Griffites in the back, and with all those captains, that was pretty much over, unfortunately. Although I would like to have seen this battle through to the end. I would prefer that. But as you can see, with the Bright Wizard and with some of those magical attacks, you can take out these armies very quickly indeed. And the Hammer of Witches is very effective, and Silver Bullets are very effective against that. The Bright Wizard is extremely effective to counter those threats. At the same time, those guys are dealing magical damage, and the Runesmith, with giving 40% basically magic resistance, is making the dwarves a lot more sturdy than they are used to. So this is it. I hope you like it. If you did, press like, comment if you will, and see my other videos in Total War Warhammer, but also different games. Thank you for watching, and see you later.